Right. Should be good. Should be good. Are we good? Are we live, everyone? Let us know if we're live. Welcome, Vlatka. Welcome, Dalton. Welcome, Susie K. Susie K in Valencia. Very nice. Very nice. Used to be a Grand Prix there. Okay, I think we've got everything set up. FP1 is going to start in half an hour. Oh dear. Oh dear. Hang on a second. Let me know if you can see me, everyone. Try to zoom this a little bit. Ah, now I'm too zoomed in. I think that's good. I think we're good, aren't we? Welcome, Darren. Welcome, Jay. Welcome, everyone, to another F1 stream. We got Catalonia. We got we now triple Catalonia today. So we got me. And I've got my breakfast. Peanut butter sandwich. I'm sorted. Yeah, welcome along to the F1. Let us know if you're new to one of the streams that we do here. But this is how we roll. Ah, no, there we go. All good, all good. Rob says, disgusting, not a fan of peanut butter. Get out of here. Get out of here, you're not a fan of peanut butter. Hang on, I need to just do something here. Bear with me a second. Bear with me. I need to back of this. There we go. That's better. There we go. And now I can even zoom it out a little bit. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, we're good. We're good. JJ's no, you're not JJ. Not with that 12-month badge. Definitely not. Right, I'm going to get some news up. Ferrari side pods. Big Ferrari side pods. For that side pod news. Let me actually try and do something here. So, this is going to be very ambitious. But let's try it. Bear with me. Bear with me a second. I want to show you these side pods. I know we're all about the side pods here. Where are the Ferrari side pods? Here we go. Here we go. So, I need to share this. There we go. Look at me, like a streaming pro. Am I a bit blurry, by the way? There we go. Streaming professional. We'll get this in here while we wait. This is it. These are the new side pods. So, no more bathtub side pods. Oh, there we go. Nice, nice, nice. Just pop that. Oh, that's amazing. There we go. That's very nice. But yeah, let us know how you're doing in the chat. We're going to be here for FP1, starting in about 20 minutes. Catalonia GP. Verstappen won last year, but Leclerc was on pole. So, and I think Carlos Sainz was doing quite decent as well, wasn't he? Last year the temperatures were insane. The temperatures were like mad. George Russell walking to the garage. Kate wants the map. I'm not sure we need the map for FP, do we? It's going to be more about the timings. I think it's going to be more about timings. Welcome, David. Yeah, do say hello if you're just joining us. Would be good to know who we got with us today. But yeah, the side pods. It's interestingly that they've done away with a lot of the venting. I think that was the most interesting thing about these side pods when they first launched, was that there was so much venting on them. But now the bottom ones, you can see there's like, unless they've got a different cutout there, sort of hidden away, they've done away with all that venting. Smaller vlog. Well, we need democracy here. We need people to weigh in. Let us know what you want to see. What you want to see, what you don't want us to see. As I sort of get everything ready here. Oh, I need to pin my disclaimer up. I need to say this is a video game. Hang on. This is a video game. No copyright of Formula 1. Check with your supervisor. It's such a pain having to do these every time. There we go. What do we think about that? But yeah, let us know, chat. We're here today for the F1, just still setting up some stuff in the background. See what else is going on in the news. What's going on the F1? That's the store, don't want the store. In the news of F1. Go on, give me all the cookies. Just give them to me. Give me all of them. I'm hungry. Looks like the stream is doing a bit nicer today. Like, CPU's barely doing anything. It's just chilling, frankly. Ferrari upgrade. I don't know, man. I think Carlos Sainz is in trouble. I think our friend Carlos is in trouble at Ferrari. I've got to be honest. Now, can I eat a peanut butter little sandwich thing on the stream? Is this gonna work? No, I'm gonna get stuck in the beard. It's gonna get stuck in the beard. You gotta let me know if I get peanut butter all over the beard. That's not the one. Go away from the one. I think you should add the map and make the vlog smaller. Well, there's no on-track action as of yet. So why don't we have a look when the on-track action starts and see how we feel about it. So, Charles Leclerc on pole last year. Maybe a good track for Ferrari. Lots of medium speed corners here. I mean, but can we just be real, by the way? Red Bull have won every single race this season. Like, every single race they've won. Utterly unreal. Should be illegal how fast they are. Man, it's good to be back in doing some real world streaming. Very different to the gaming, isn't it? Very different. Only 15 minutes to go now, pretty much, to the chat. Sky are chatting with Mercedes. Obviously, Mercedes have side pods now. Can we get the Mercedes side pods up? Can we bring them up? We bring these up on the stream. Let's see, images. I don't know how to use Bing, to be honest. Ah, here we go. Can you see that? Can you see that? That's actually a side pod. They didn't have them before. But did I see on Sky that the car's black again? Bit small. Okay, maybe we need to work on that for the... I don't know what to do with the layout here. Don't know what to do with the old layout. We'll see. When the timing starts, then we'll see properly. We'll see properly, everyone. Good to see you, Rob. SAFC. Let us know what the SA is of that. Anyone think Sergio Perez under pressure? I did a YouTube poll. And it put Sergio Perez... In fact, let's have a look at the results of the poll. Ah. Whoa, that's scary. Let's look at the results of the poll, everyone. Here we go. What did the poll say? Ah, you can't see. You can't see. I'll have a look. I'll have a look now, chat. Bear with me. Which F1 driver is most under pressure?
Yellow flags.
Sergio Perez coming in P3 in that poll. People think Sergio Perez is under more pressure than Lance Stroll, even though Perez is like much higher in the rankings. Although he's in the fastest car. Nick De Vries dominated that poll, by the way. There's Nick De Vries, who got 67% of the vote. 5,000 people voting. Pretty crazy. Bear with me. Sunderland for your sins. Oh dear. I'm sorry to hear about that, Rob. David, the question many are asking, where has Red Bull found their pace? But Red Bull have been the quickest this season, like all the way. Red Bull just absolutely rapid this season. Although you can't... Catalina's a bit of a weird track, because if it gets hot here, you can't really save the tyre wear. The tyre wear can just be absolutely brutal. So we need to see how that goes. Tyre wear could be savage here. Is it electrics? No, this is Formula 1. Formula 1 with the engines. Internal combustion engines, not Formula E. Formula E is on this weekend. In Indonesia, actually. Potentially was going to go, but I didn't want to pursue it because I've got lots of stuff coming on. But yeah, welcome along. Let us know if you're new here. We need to know the most important facts and trivia. That disclaimer ain't big enough, is it? Someone's gonna sue me for that. There we go. Bonk. We'll just bonk it right there. 7 pole positions for Michael Schumacher. Wow. Fernando Alonso won here last year. I think this was for Alonso's shirt last year, wasn't it? Safety car probability 50%. Wow. I was not expecting it to be that high. Let's see what's going on the Reddit. Getting ratioed by... Not too bothered about people getting ratioed, to be honest. I don't know if you can see this, but this is engine use. And yeah. That's pretty crazy. If you can't see that, basically every other car has used 2 engines apart from Red Bull. Red Bull's the only team that's only used 1 engine. So not only are they... Maybe everyone else is straining You're interested in the egg... Well, if you'd be interested in this now, I'm trying to make it bigger for you. But here we go. There we go. Can you see that? I have to move it across. This is from the FIA. And you can see that, I mean, the stats frankly speak for themselves, don't they? In terms of engine usage. Pretty mad. And Mercedes have scored one fewer point this season at the same point last season. That's pretty crazy, considering last season was so poor for Mercedes. Oh, very nice, David. I got a video coming for you later today on Le Mans. Should be exciting. Should be a good one. 10 minutes to go to FP1. Why don't we start the predictions, chat? Why don't we get the predictions in? It's always a bit of a, you know, not always a true indicator of pace, depending what tyres people are on. Who's going to go fastest here in FP1? Who's going to... You never know, sometimes it's just a weird car that goes fastest. Welcome to Define, new logo for Define. I guess when you are that OP, you don't have to use your... That's exactly it, they can just run everything at a lower tolerance. Because the car is such a beast, frankly. Just a beast of a car. Got some stuff, Real Catalina there in the bottom left as well. From last year. Although, you can see me walking there to the chicane, which no longer exists. So they're not going to be doing that chicane. They're going to be going all the way around the outside. Anyone actually miss the chicane? I think that should be a poll. That should be a poll, right, viewers? Let's get the poll going. Welcome, Funky. Funky's asking for prediction. I think Ferrari might be quite good here. That's my hunch. We'll have to see how their new sort of thing performs, but they are bringing an upgrade. Oh, hang on, that's not you do a poll. I've forgotten how to stream. Hang on. Start a poll. Should Barcelona have kept? Yes, no, there we go.
Yellow flags, yellow
JJ
flags.
saying my team.
Okay, cheers.
Ferrari fan in the house. Right, let's see what you feel about the chicane. I don't want to talk about it too much. I don't want to influence it. Let's see the votes come in on that. Red Bull powertrains. Interestingly, AlphaTauri. So it's not, even though it's a good point. You can run it at a lower tolerance basically, because there's the same powertrain in the AlphaTauri, isn't there? It's all about the area of that Red Bull. That's why the floor... I don't think people are like, oh, Mercedes floor, a bit embarrassing. No one's going to care about Mercedes floor that much. It's all about the Red Bull floor, I think. Surely. Right, 9 minutes to go. There's nothing exciting happening on track yet. We're not missing out. We're not missing out. But we will get the standings. Standings will come. Having a look here, Perez, he has changed the exhaust more than anyone else. I don't know if that's a result of the Monaco crash. And he has changed the control electronics as well. Again, don't know if that's a result of the crash. Sorry, he's changed the energy store. Is that the battery then? Logan Sargent's made 4 changes to the exhaust.
Copy.
So I don't really know what that means, but 4 changes. Pretty crazy. That's the technical delegates report. 8 minutes to go, everyone, till we get on track. I'm going to have to send someone out in this one. It's Lando. David's going Verstappen, Perez, Alonso. Not sure he should be walking on track. Who, this guy on the left? Yeah, a bit dangerous, isn't it? Right, checking on the poll, 16 votes, and 40% of people saying keep the chicane. I think that's quite high. Personally, I think that's quite high. Okay, I don't want to like try and influence it, so I'll just keep quiet. But I think that's quite high. I was not expecting it to be like that. Put it that way. Any other news coming out that we should be aware of? Whoa. Massive beer advert. Race week. Aston Martin. Oh, Aston Martin bringing some stuff. Can we see it? Can we get this up on screen? There we go. Go away. Aston Martin bringing a new front wing end plate, nose, rear wing, and beam wing. The nose camera instant. So Aston Martin bringing some updates here. Interesting to see. For Fernando. Yeah, and Ferrari, big change to the side pods. Big change. It was an interesting thing when they launched it. It did look quite unusual. It's like, oh, what happens when it rains? Does all the rain just stay in there? It's like a bathtub. Five minutes to go, everyone. We'll get the timing up. What's the weather like in Catalonia? Maybe we should find out. But yeah, welcome along everyone who's joining us. A couple minutes to go before we get underway. Looking at these side pods. Thing is though, realistically, you can change your side pod. It's not going to make you that much time. There's much bigger fundamentals, I think, on a car. Engine being one of them. It doesn't look that different from above, does it? It doesn't look that much different. Unless that's an old photo. What do people in chat think about these? It's such a weird looking car, isn't it? Like, normally you bring the side pods in like as quickly as possible. But they're also trying to use it to channel some sort of air. It's a very, very different philosophy. Is telemetry actively enabled? What do you mean telemetry actively enabled? I'm not sure what that means, I'm afraid. Not 100% sure. Wow, it does look different from the side, doesn't it? It does look really different from the side. It's interesting that they feel they don't need more venting. I don't know what the advantage would be, unless it's just interrupting the airflow. But it's quite different, isn't it? 3 minutes to go, everyone. 3 minutes to go. Sometimes photos being at slightly different angles can be a little bit deceptive as well. Doesn't always tell the whole story. Lewis Hamilton arriving, very nice, very nice. Dressed very sharply. Every picture I look at these looks different. Define says draggy. I don't know. It's not. I don't know if it's draggy because the air's obviously. It doesn't really matter. It depends what you want to do around the back, how much of the floor you want to expose. But they're obviously trying to do something on the top with the airflow. I'm personally more surprised about the cooling. Welcome, Ivan. Funky says always a weekend. Yes, almost a weekend. Very, very, very close. Very close. Hamilton in the lime green suit, exactly. Where is he? Where is he? Where's he gone? Where's he gone? Rate the suit out of 10 in the comments, everyone. Rate that suit. Drunken Lobbies this evening, we will see. Just got so much to do. Just got some, yeah, I've got calls this evening. I've just got an email, something I need to sort out urgently. Not good news. So Red Bull bringing some upgrades. Don't know if you can see it here. JJ's where I can get a 3. I think I'll take it. Aston Martin in the pit lane. We're going to be good to go very soon. We are going to be good to go. Carlos Sainz is in the car as well. Red Bull upgrades. Ferrari upgrades. Mercedes upgrades. McLaren bringing a small upgrade. Aston Martin maybe bringing the most upgrades here, it seems. I'll have to resolve it. Keith's gone 0.01 out of 10. Welcome, Keith. Defiant's gone highlighter out of 10. Welcome, Blacker, as well. I think I said hello earlier. AlphaTauri bringing some upgrades. Williams. Is there anyone that hasn't brought any upgrades? What about Haas? What about Alfa Romeo? No upgrades for Haas or Alfa Romeo. But it looks like pretty much everyone else. Anyone else that I've missed out here? Anyone else that I've missed out? I can confirm that cars are leaving the pit lane. It is a queue at the pit exit. It is a queue. So we should get our timing. I'll let you know what's going on with the times, everyone. Chat, can you... I think there's a T missing here, isn't there? Is there a T missing? I've forgotten. Well, think of Haas, thinking of... Alpine. Haas, Alpine. And Alfa Romeo, no upgrades, right? I should know, because something should remind me about Alpine. I shouldn't really forget that team, right? Look at the vote. 69% are saying no, they should not have kept the chicane. A little bit of a confusingly worded poll, that, isn't it? Believe Alonso was out on track. 59 minutes to go. This is it. FP1 has officially started. Outrageous lime green fashion statement from Hamilton. Yeah, I'm sure Hamilton has struck fear in his opponents with that one. This track has been quite significantly reprofiled in the last few years, hasn't it? No sort of big hairpin at the end of the infield straight, and now no chicane as well. They're going to just skip the chicane. I think the drivers are going to prefer it. I was driving this track myself a couple of days ago. Right, everyone. I think we can start to get up the live timing. There we go. We can see what's going on. Yeah, Fernando Alonso is out on track, and they're running a lot of these sort of aero sensor things on the front. So it looks like he's driven through a bit of a gate. So Aston Martin are clearly going to be trying to see what the effect is of those upgrades. Carlos Sainz is out on track as well. I think and Carlos Sainz has got a lot of green paint on his car. So Ferrari really going to be thinking about how that new cycle is working. I think I'm seeing green paint. I'm just trying to see. To me, it looks like he's run through a tub of green paint. Kind of an old school thing, but very reliable, isn't it? Just put the paint on and then see where it goes. Obviously, everyone else can see it. Yeah. Lots of paint on the Ferrari there. He's coming almost to a stop. Is he going to let someone through? Just letting someone through, letting a Alfa Romeo through. But then coming to a stop again, Carlos Sainz, near the top of the circuit. Unusual. Oh, man. In fact, almost contact with an AlphaTauri there. Carlos Sainz driving very unusually. Very unusual from Carlos Sainz. This is going to be critical because it's very unlikely if Tsunoda goes fast. It's very unlikely that... So my string's a little bit behind. Very unlikely that Ferrari would be able to make up the deficit to Red Bull, but if they're going to, then this would be a step in the right direction. You know, what are the odds that someone like Charles Leclerc can win this championship from here? It would have to be like the opposite of what happened with Brawn GP, wouldn't it? Those humps may be front airfoil hazard. Which humps do you mean? The curbs I was going on over there in the video. So yes, Verstappen goes fast. There's quite a big delay, I have to say, in the feed here. So you're getting timing directly from the track itself. But yeah, continue to let us know who you think is going to do well at Catalonia. Is it going to be Red Bull? Is it going to be Ferrari? Are the Alpines going to make another step? Ocon on the podium. What about Fernando? What can Fernando do? Man, I feel like that was Fernando's chance, honestly, at Monaco. Because with Perez Perez not really in contention, it meant that they couldn't use Perez to sort of do some weird strat thing. Fernando might have just been able to just cover off along Verstappen at all times. Like, whatever Red Bull do, they just do as well. I don't know. Could have still got undercut, though. Yeah, the curbs here. You'll see here as I go to the end of the track. The curbs are, like, really big at Catalonia. They're really, really big. You don't really want to go over them, to be honest. But they're not going to be going over that massive one at the end of the circuit because they're not going over the chicane. No chicane. So Verstappen is fastest right now. 14.25. How fast are the cars going to go? What's going to be the fastest lap? We will see. Will we get an indication here of like how fast you need to be in quali? Possibly. See Verstappen just coming out, setting purple sectors. Absolutely insane, frankly. Absolutely insane. Keep an eye on Carlos Sainz. Charles Leclerc not out at the moment, I believe. Perez as well. They've got some green paint on the back of the wing. Unless it's come off the Ferrari. I wonder if it's come off the Ferrari and hit the Red Bull. I'm trying to work it out. Is this live race or free practice? This is free practice number 1. Free practice numero uno. And it looks like the teams are... A lot of upgrades have come for Spain. Lance Stroll almost coming to stop on track, but he's just going to let Sergio Perez through. Are they running some different bits on Perez's car than Verstappen's, maybe? You think they'd try stuff out on Perez's car? FP1. It is also FP1 there as well, yeah, you can see. Although the timing's a little bit off. Might have to go into FP2. We should have synchronized the whole weekend. That'd be unusual streams to do, wouldn't it? Just synchronize everything. Yeah, Verstappen and Perez, 1 and 2, kind of same old story there. But people just sort of doing installation laps at the moment. You can see that if you look at the times, they're, you know, very different times here. No one's really pushing it. George Russell on the radio saying a bit of bouncing on the entry of the last corner. So Mercedes have bought some upgrades. Having a look now, it's very low over the curbs. That Mercedes, they're really struggling, aren't they? You've seen Drive to Survive their V10 engine in some scenes. I haven't seen Drive to Survive this season, but I don't think Drive to Survive is really aimed at the sort of person who'd know the difference, maybe. Welcome, Cash Corby. They're also tyre testing. Yeah, a lot of people out, I think, on maybe some new Pirelli tyres, because it doesn't say soft medium, it says T. Alex, any predictions for quali? I think we'll see over the course of free practice who's looking good, but remember Charles Leclerc did get pole here last year, but the Red Bull has just gone on leaps and bounds better than Ferrari. So obviously the sensible money would save Verstappen. Welcome, Chris P. The sensible money would save Verstappen, but you know, don't rule out Ferrari basically. Charles Leclerc is out on track right now. I know Pirelli is getting a lot of hate at the moment for the tyres, but last year at Catalonia was a very good race tyre-wise. People had to make unusual strategy changes and things like that.
How's the balance? How's the balance?
I think the heat caught a lot of people out.
You're right. Yep, okay, understood.
Welcome, Colin. Oh, nice one, Colin. Can we welcome Colin to the chat? Finally catching a live stream. Good to see you, Colin. We're great that you've made it. Nate says track is one over hard. Yeah, this track. So last year, I think, was one of the hottest days in Spain. I think it was like 40 degrees, almost 40 degrees air temp. So track temp was even higher. And it was one where the tyres were really struggling. Like, it was a painful race for a lot of drivers on the tyres. Welcome, Kip, as well. Crispy cancelled lottery order, and I'm currently rating Fanatec DD Pro with load cell. Very nice. DD Pro and load cells, can't really go wrong. Yeah, still Verstappen dominating. Are we going to see anyone have some issues? Very different track to Monaco, isn't it, here? Like, just, you couldn't really get more different than Monaco. Which is why I think Monaco should definitely stay on the calendar, because it's, you know, there's nothing else like it. Scream is a little laggy. Yes, hang on a second. I think I might need to do something. Bear with me. One second. Should make it better. Yeah, sorry if we lost a little bit of a lag there. Work it out. Should be okay now. Just a networking thing. That's what FP1's for. FP1, we just test this stuff out. I'm testing stuff out right now. Testing a different camera angle, testing some stuff on the back end, and we'll analyze the telemetry, see how it does on FP1, and then we'll make some changes for FP2. And then by the time we hit the race on Sunday, we'll just be smashing it. Where do I get my F1 merch from? I actually have, I don't think I've included it anywhere, but I actually have a affiliate link at the F1 store. So I should probably start adding it, right? It's all like official F1 store merchandise. No, keep us updated, Crispy. This is FP1, that's what it's about, you know? I'm gonna have another sandwich. Verstappen with a 15.9, by the way. Half a second quicker than Perez. That's on the medium tyre.
Okay, understood.
So can anyone get
And just
in the
a reminder, use
15s?
pit limiter in the pit lane.
All the Monaco screens are back up. All the Monaco screens are back up. F1 Store's expensive, but I think with my code it gives some sort of discount. I think it's 10% discount. But doesn't really fit in with a lot of the content I do, so I don't really sort of mention it. Oh, nice one, Crispy. Slow work day, yeah, on the Friday. Who's at work, by the way? Who's got the stream on at work, just chilling, waiting to see through to the weekend? We send out a car again. Daniel Ricciardo out on track. Leclerc's on a 119, so he's 4 seconds off Verstappen, which shows that a lot of testing going on right now. $80 for a Mercedes hat, absolutely classic. I would personally would not get that. Alex says already 4 seconds faster than the last season's FP1. Are you joking? That's quite a lot. I don't know if it was because it was a lot hotter last year. I was at FP1 last year, wasn't I? Is it half term next week? Oh, that might explain something. That might explain something. Can you watch FP1 free? No, you can't. Have to watch it where it's been broadcast where you are. Ferring didn't expect the new Ferrari side pod. We will see if it does anything, though. We will see if it does anything. Look at the rubber there on the curbs, by the way, at Catalunya. Absolutely insane. It's just like proper rubber as well. It's not paint or anything. It's actual rubber. Mikey's polishing rings. Very nice. You a jeweler, Mikey. Anyone else? Anyone else can beat that? Polishing rings? Sergio Perez getting a little bit wide, saying he's starting to bounce the car as they go into the final corner. We heard the same from George Russell. So a lot of drivers were happy about no chicane, but are they now going to get a lot of bouncing into that last corner? We will see. We will see. It's only Carlos has got the new side pod on, by the way. I didn't know that. So Charles doesn't have the new side pod. Alex, that was a graphic. Oh, that was fastest last year from Charles. Ah, okay, sorry. Good that you can correct me there with my like horrendous misinformation. Okay, so that was 119 with Charles Leclerc last year, fastest time. Verstappen's done a 15. Oh, no chicane. Yes, sorry. Wow, I'm terrible at this. Yeah, obviously no chicane. So the lap times from last year are not. Are we gonna get a new lap record at Catalunya? Is it going to be a new race record then? Welcome, Andy. Welcome, John, as well. John, are you going to be supporting on Fernando? Ferrari doing a mock pit stop. Quite quick. Car comes in, changes tyres on its way. Don't know if they're still using the test tyres on that Ferrari. Kinda. Okay, Mikey's kinda with you. I like it. Mysterious. Keep the mystery. So, 43 minutes to go for FP1. Still Verstappen fastest, 115.9. Hulkenberg is on the soft tyre and is in third place, where Hulkenberg set that time on the soft tyre. I think teams are sort of moving off this test tyre now. I don't know what compound the test tyre is, whether it is a soft tyre or a medium tyre.
Okay.
We will see. Alonso hasn't set a representative time yet. He did set a time, but it was 26 seconds off the pace, so he was just sort of crawling around. I think they have that... the Astons have the grate on the front, so they're checking some aero. They're auctioning an Aston Martin toilet. Nice. I've seen they're auctioning a lot of Aston Martin. Normally they do that when a team's in big trouble. I don't know why Aston Martin want to auction all this stuff they're doing, but I don't know if they're moving location. Tsunoda up to third, by the way, on the mediums. So Tsunoda is starting to kind of push it. Does immediately ease off after the lap though. That's on medium tyres, 1.2 off Verstappen. It looks like, is that Carlos Sainz? Might be, no, it's It's Guan Yu Zhou. I much prefer the Alfa Romeo livery from last year, by the way, with the white. That glistening white. One of the all-time hustles. Yeah, that's Papa Stroll. Classic Stroll there, isn't it? Can't stop that man. From just, he's a beast of business, isn't he? The beast of business. And we're going to buy anything from the F1 auction? Is it cheaper than the F1 store? Let us know if you're thinking of buying something from it. It would be good to know. Charles Leclerc sort of winding it up. He's on a 1... It's probably a 17, isn't it? You can see, yeah, 17.5. Carlos Sainz at 17.0. Okay. So the Ferraris are starting to, you know, stretch their legs a little bit. That's good to see. Only a second off Verstappen. Still paint on the rear wing of the Ferrari. So they're having a look at what's going on with the aero. Oh, Nate's going to do it. Nice, nice, nice. Or the smoke shed. I don't know what the smoke shed is. That way to smoke the tyres? It's amazing in this day and age that they still need to put actual glow-in-the-dark paint on the car. Because you'd think they'd be able to simulate it, but as we saw with Mercedes last year with their porpoising, you can't really simulate everything. There's still real-world variables that just they can't quite predict. I'm sure everyone else will be having a look at that paint as well. I think the McLaren as well also has some day glow paint on it, so a lot of the teams, I don't know, the suppliers making a lot of money here. Sky going to an advert? I thought, what? Why is there an advert? You have to pay for this, don't you? Oh, cigarettes. Okay. Where they all go out and have a smoke. Very nice. I just have to say that, you know, Red Bull and Verstappen, peanut butter, so good. Red Bull, Verstappen, just looking so good. I think the Perez thing is a good thing for Red Bull because it means Perez isn't really in the hunt for the championship, so they can just pull team orders now without any fight back, really. Because Perez is in a horrendous position. If Perez wants to do... Perez is in the worst position, right? Let me explain why. If Perez wants to do well, he's going to have to fight against team orders, inevitably, because to do well, he's going to have to beat Verstappen, and Verstappen will always be kind of close to him. And if he disobeys team orders, they'll just take him out and they'll put Ricciardo in. So Perez cannot win this season. He's in a terrible position, right? If you look at it in that way, you could also say he's driving a Red Bull and he can easily get podiums and, you know, basically every other driver in the grid would want to be in the Red Bull. Anyone agree? Welcome, Wisdom Chica. Yeah, this is the Sunpack Crunchy I've gone for here. It's very expensive in Tesco, but it's not expensive in Morrison's. Checo do right from time. I think Checo will go into endurance racing. I feel like he's just going to be like one of the GOAT endurance racers. Honestly, remember this statement. Come back in 10 years' time. I think Perez is going to be one of the best endurance racers of all time. He's got everything you need for it. He's going to be a Le Mans winner. I think he'll actually do the Triple Crown. I think Sergio Perez is going to do the Triple Crown. He's already got Monaco, won it last year. He will easily do Le Mans. Easily. And he's Mexican. Like, you know, Mexican drivers, IndyCar. He could do IndyCar as well. He could win the Indy 500. I'm telling you, put that bet on. Well, no, don't put a bet on, but have a look at the odds. He could be fast. He was faster than Max at certain times last season. Like on his day, if Max has a bad quali, then he can do better. So, yeah, difficult times for old Sergio. Difficult times. Just to illustrate the point, right? Let's say Red Bull qualify 1-2 here tomorrow. At some point, Red Bull will have to give priority if they want to cover off Ferrari or Aston or someone. You know, who are they going to give priority to? Is they going to give priority to Sergio or priority to Max? They're definitely going to give priority to Max, right? So either Sergio's like, no, I want to box first or something. Or he does the team, you know, plays the team line. So he might be able to win a race by defying team order. I think to win a race this season, Sergio will probably need to disobey team orders. That's my hunch. Unless Red Bull think they're so far clear of the competition, it doesn't really matter. But if you're Daniel Ricciardo, you're very much hoping that Sergio Perez has some sort of like meltdown. Alex could see Checo in Indy with his sponsors. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Nate does see Perez and Le Mans. I think Perez and Le Mans, absolutely. I thought he'd driven a car at Goodwood, like up the hill, an endurance car. I might be wrong. But I saw him at Goodwood when he was driving for McLaren. I thought he drove a classic car. Nate feels bad for Perez. Yeah, just one little mistake. It was a very weird crash in qualifying at Monaco last week. Just like really weird wash of understeer. And that was it. That's what it comes down to. And that's from the man who won the whole race the previous year. And I think put it on pole, but then also crashed it. That's 2 years in a row Perez has crashed in qualifying at Monaco.
Now look at this. Daniel Ricciardo involved here, and they've gone wide, very wide.
Alex, don't know the particulars, but could team orders and similar issues be written into contracts? Potentially. Potentially. But if you didn't comply with that contract, then the team would ultimately have to try and do something about that contractually. You don't really want to have to do that with your own driver, to be honest. By the way, Gasly has got ahead of Sergio Perez. So Gasly has done a pretty decent lap here, hasn't he? Out of nowhere. And Alonso's out on track, and now Alonso's pushing it. I think they've taken the grate off the car, the Aston. So we'll see the true pace. Well, maybe not the true pace, but we'll see a decent lap from Alonso. They've got him on helmet camera right now. A new runoff, by the way, in turn 1, it looks like. I'm never keen on these. It's like, oh, if you're going to go wide, go through these little gates. Just sort of causes carnage. Collins, I'm afraid I'm one of those that doesn't like it. You know, we did a poll last week. There's plenty of people who don't like Monaco GP. Nate is saying Alpine is a very underrated team. I don't know, man. I'm not... Is it... What do we think is the most underrated team in F1 this season? What's the most underrated team? Oh, maybe it has to be Alpine. Maybe it has to be Alpine, you know? I'm trying to look and see who else it could be. I mean, definitely not McLaren. They are overrated this season. It's definitely not Mercedes. I don't think it can be AlphaTauri. I don't think it can be AlphaTauri. But, because, well, it can't be, because, well, Snowder's doing okay. It's just De Vries not doing very well, is he? John Boss says practice, yeah, this is FP1. FP1 in the title. Red Bull is going to be heading out pretty soon. Alex, do you think the time's going to 1:13s? I reckon. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if anyone has a good prediction for quali. Obviously, no chicane here, but it could go a lot quicker. We have to remember Verstappen's not on the soft tyre. Though the soft tyre here, I don't think will be a race tyre. I don't think anyone will go out on the soft tyre in the race. I think it will be a medium and hard race.
Okay, turn your pit lane.
I don't know if anyone knows if it's going to be a one-stop or whether you can go medium, hard, or whether it's going to be medium, hard.
Pit lane speed limiter.
Alex saying Williams. I think Albon is underrated. I'm not sure the Williams... I think Albon is doing a great job. He's obviously got really embedded in that team. I think he's just actually just relishing sort of like clearly being the team leader there, and just... There's not a lot of pressure on him in a way. Lando, I think again bouncing into last corner. So the cars are struggling in the last corner. There's a lot of... You can get a little crosswind there, as we saw... Were we driving that yesterday? Maybe yesterday we were driving it, or the day before. Ferrari's not underrated. Welcome F1 Crazy. What do you think about no chicane? So the poll is saying 64% people saying it's a good thing that it's gone. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think the soft tyres are going to be in play at all, because they don't last. They're really a qualifying tyre here. Traditionally. Pretty much everyone's on the medium tyre right now. I don't think anyone's still out on the test tyre. Just check Nico Hulkenberg because he was on the soft tyre, so let me just... He's in the garage. I think they're going to take the tyre warmers off and I'll be able to see what he's on. Williams are going to be sending out Logan Sargent as well. No big drama as of yet, by the way. I haven't seen anyone sort of run wide. Perez goes purple in Sector 2. Oh, you can see it on your screen there. Perez just goes fastest. So, soft tyre will go in 6 laps. Yeah, I just don't see the soft... I don't know if... Did anyone use the softs last year? There were some very different strategies. Very different strategies last year. It was all sort of mixed up and there was lots of traffic involved. So it's kind of hard to call it. So let's get that again. A rerun of the 1907 Peking Beijing to Paris may resurrect the spirit of the race. What's that got to do with F1 at Catalonia? Or am I missing something? Only half a second faster on soft. Verstappen! Verstappen in the 14s. Who called it? Alex Turner said that we're going to get 113's quali. Perez was on the soft tyre, by the way. Wow. So Red Bull are just looking absolutely supreme. A 14.6 for Verstappen. They obviously they won't want to show their whole hand here, but Red Bull are just looking obscenely fast. We know that both their drivers have only used one engine. They haven't changed their engine yet. They're still on the same engine, which is crazy. Other drivers might be going on to their third engine already. We're going to see grid penalties come like Spa, that end of the championship, post the summer break. Can anyone beat Red Bull here, frankly? Can anyone beat Red Bull this... I think Red Bull... The thing is, right, the more... Hang on. The more popular you are, the better you are in F1, the more unpopular you get. But because Red Bull are coming off such a string of domination from Mercedes, I think this season they can just go for it. I think this season they're actually just going to go for it. Tom says, I think Red Bull need a power switch on the turbos. Yeah, a bit of a bop update, like they do in hypercars. But Verstappen, sorry, set that lap time on the softs. So Verstappen and Perez on the softs there. Nico Hulkenberg is also out on the softs. He's going to try and set a fast lap. By the way, that is the conclusion of FP1 in F1 Manager. Practice 2, manage it. Let's go.
Radio check these, Lando.
Softs, medium, hards, they are different compounds of tyres. It's not...
Good.
It's not tyre pressures, although they may well run different tyre pressures for the tyres. I think they run different tyre pressures for inters and mediums, but they are different compounds, yeah. Different compounds of tyres. I'm going to go for another sandwich. Oh, it's crumbling. It's crumbling. Hmm. Not a great lap from Hulkenberg, but his Haas teammate Magnussen did also go out, I think, on the soft tyres. Yep, and set a quick lap. So, 26 minutes to go. I think people are doing quali runs now. Going out and doing some mock quali runs. Do you like salmon sushi? Yeah, I do quite like salmon sushi actually, but I don't like the ones you get in Tesco. They're quite dry. Then sushi is just so expensive, isn't it? As you might expect. I mean, it's fair enough for sushi to be expensive. Sushi should be expensive. They've taken a fish somewhere in the ocean, caught it, frozen it, and then transport it frozen some sort of market or wholesaler or whatever, and then to like some sort of shop. Then they make it into the sushi, and then they put it in a fridge for you to buy. It's quite intense, sort of. Sushi should be expensive. But the ones you get in Tesco are just not the one. Don't get our own brand sushi, basically. You have to get a sushi restaurant, yeah. Are there any all-you-can-eat sushi places? So, sitrep is Verstappen with a 14.6. He's gone a second quicker. I wonder if they could turn... Hang on, sorry. I wonder if they could turn F1 like kind of upside down a little bit. And at the beginning of every season, they could do... the American like owners would love this, but we did like some sort of draft. But like you could have at the beginning of the season, every driver does like a combine. Like they do in NFL, right? So you see their stats, like they go in a stock car. Everyone goes in a stock car, and you see their like their driving style and like their speed and stuff like that. And then you sort of know you can offset that against that. You can then understand who's in the better car or not. Like how much quicker is Verstappen than Perez? We don't know. What if they did some sort of combine? Hot day for racing, yeah. Tends to be hot at Catalunya actually. Tends to be quite hot. Big side pods on the Mercedes now. Big old side pods. Front wing change for Aston Martin. And I think Aston Martin, they had brought a new front nose cone. And they are changing the nose cone now. Lance Stroll's still in the car, but they're changing it. Maybe something hasn't quite worked out with that nose cone for them. Esteban Ocon is on the replay going around the last corner. I wonder if again we're going to see some bottoming out of the car as there's just so much load placed on those outside wheels. Yeah, I think there's quite a bit of bottoming out by the cars going around the last corner. They're going to get it with such speed that the teams might have to decide, do we increase the ride height a little bit and compromise the downforce? In fact, something came off the Alpine. Something came off the Alpine on the last corner underneath the car, which is unusual because they have a plank. In fact, I think a bolt as well. So quite, well, not quite a bit. There's a bit of debris on the track from Esteban Ocon's car. And I think pretty much everyone is struggling with that last corner. I want to see musical chairs, except his cars they changed. They could have done something when Imola. They should have done an esports race. Obviously, the goodwill or whatever wasn't really there, was it? That's what I would have liked to see. But yeah, big Esteban Ocon in the Alpine. Something has come off the bottom of his car. He is P5 at the moment. He's had to go back in the pits. But there's no chicanes. The cars are going around that last corner faster than they've ever done. And they might need to adjust something. I don't know what they can do. In a GT3 car, you could adjust the springs and the dampers and stuff like that, but I'm not sure what you can redo in F1 car. See you, Nate. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining. Make sure to leave a like on the way out, Nate, if you've got a like to give. So I wonder if that's going to be a story of the race where you might see in qualifying they just absolutely nail it on that last corner, but in the race they just sort of try and stay off that exit curb if it's going to be damaging the car. Everyone's going over it at the moment, and you can see that there are big sparks flying. The plank under the car I think is going to be getting grazed. Must be horrendous vibration inside the car as they go over that curb. There's another advertising break. Flip sky aerodynamics analogous to fly on the ceiling. But yeah, the cars run. You look at the Mercedes as well, like just run so low to the ground, so everything's sort of kind of sealed in there, and they can do what they want to with the aero on the floor then. But when the car is so loaded coming out onto that last corner, there's so much load on the outside wheels. It's really pushing it down, all that downforce. And it's basically bottoming him out over the curbs. Oh, thanks, Nate. Hope we see... We'll be doing FP2 later. We're doing FP3 tomorrow. Then we'll be doing qualifying. Then we'll be doing the race. We are going to be doing this all the way. Over 1,000 people have been in the stream already, by the way. Absolutely huge. Those are mad figures. I can't tell you what's going on track because it's an advert for Toffifee. It's a chocolate I've never heard of. Now there's another advert for the birth of the high five. Don't know what this is about. Race will be 2 in the morning for Nate. Wow. Yeah, but we are going to be going to Circuit of the Americas. We are going to be going for the first time to Las Vegas. I have some news about Las Vegas as well, actually, for the channel. Something very exciting. Just don't think I can talk about it yet. Perks living in New Zealand. Could there ever be a race in New Zealand? Oh, we got to let Nate go to sleep now. But could there ever be a race in New Zealand? The Christchurch GP, wouldn't that be awesome? Say, advert now for Men's Health. People watching the stream will know a Men's Health advert. I don't know if that's a target demographic of Formula 1, what they were advertising there. What does that say about F1 fans? Kittens in Vegas. I can't comment, but exciting times. Exciting times. Yeah, I'm surprised. Why are they doing an advert in practice? Like, how many people are watching practice? So the people that are watching, just let them watch the practice, man. I thought when Sky launched, it was like no adverts. This is the thing. You watch Sky, no adverts. Just pay. I've already paid. Maybe I should drop an advert here. Every time there's an advert on Sky, we drop an advert here. How about that? Go around the city. And they need a race in Michigan. I think the thing is, though, Ledbetter, Rob, they've already got loads of GPs in the US now. They're a little bit stacked, aren't they? They're a little bit stacked. Is New York going to come as well? Went to Vegas casino, now bankrupt. I don't have enough money to spend in the casino anyway. It's a nice problem to have. It's a good problem. Man, these adverts are just insane. We want to see FP1. We want to see what's going on. I want to be able to tell you what's going on with the cars. Okay, we're back, I think. I think we're back. Looking at a replay of Verstappen coming into turn 1, quite hot. Oh, almost losing the back end. So he was pushing it. Maybe a gust of wind. Probably not Rosa getting small in NYC, but I don't think it was really going to be in, like, proper... I don't think it was going to be in Manhattan, was it? See, Nate? Yes, the top drivers now all on the soft tyre. Oscar Piastri there, you see in P6, he's on the soft tyre as well, on the McLaren. But the Red Bulls are just a class of their own. I honestly think we could see a clean sweep here. Fastest in FP1, FP2, FP3, qualifying and the race. It could happen. It could happen. And still, on Lance Stroll's car, they are changing that front nose. quite urgently. So they've just done it. In fact, the car's going to come out. Lance Stroll's going to come out of the pits with either a new or old nose cone. I cannot tell. There he goes. So yeah, Aston Martin bringing, I think, the most upgrades out of any team here. But it might be that that one in particular hasn't really worked. We will see. They don't all work. They bring it. They obviously design it, manufacture it, hope it's going to work. Then they bring it, and then they have to work it out. Alex only wants to race for us in America. So if they want to go to New York, they could go. They could go to Watkins Glen, right? They could go to the Glen. F1 used to race at Watkins Glen, didn't it? Back in the day. Road America, Road Atlanta. They could go back to Indy. Oh, Mike Morris here from New Zealand. The New Zealanders just missed each other. Mike, isn't it late? Nate was saying it's very late in New Zealand. It was Nate telling the truth there. They can't really go to the Glen without ruining it. They'd have to do lots of runoff and stuff, wouldn't they? It kind of would feel a bit like a street circuit anyway, with the barrier so close. Where else in the USA could they go? I'm trying to think. Detroit. Laguna Seca. Could they go to Laguna Seca? Has F1 ever run at Laguna Seca? Carlos Sainz just running a little bit wide. I'm seeing if they've still got the paint on the back of the car. I can't see, so I think they might have wiped that paint off, or it's just sort of all gone. I'll have a closer look. Wow, so much oscillation on that Ferrari. Does not look particularly happy, I have to say. The Ferrari. Oh, Mike first sleep after work, very nice. Midnight. John says back in the day they raced at Glenorchy. Rob saying Motor City. Alex, bring back Kuala Lumpur, bring back Malaysia. Let us know in the chat, where do you want to see F1 go to? What would be your dream next circuit? Welcome, Bob. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Oh, saying Laguna Seca is my home track. No way, the cars are too big. That's a shame. Would be great to see the F1 cars going down the corkscrew. 15 minutes to go, by the way, in FP1. Lance Stroll is out. He's currently in last place. I don't know if he's setting a lap time. Trying to look at your standings. He might be going over. No, he is trying to set a lap time. But he goes 18th. Maybe some issues for Lance Stroll here. They had to change the nose cone. And he backs off as soon as he goes over the line. So that's kind of a bit weird. That was a simulated quali lap from Lance Stroll, and it didn't really work out for him. Motorsport Canada. Motorsport Canada. I've never heard of that track. Needs to be grade 1. Yeah, these grade 1 circuits. What about... Oh, trying to think. Honestly, I think F1 has a pretty good selection of tracks, like the real tracks. I know every track they add is like a city circuit, but I think they're adding... I think they already have a pretty good selection of real world tracks, I have to say. I mean, it'd be a shame that I don't think Imola's going to be there next year. I think Imola's a great circuit, and it was away for a long time. It came back during COVID, and that sort of got its foot in the door, didn't it? Nick DeVries, by the way, going in P3. Anyone seen that? Nick DeVries in P3, less than a second off Verstappen. So same powertrain in that car. Anyone seeing that? Nick DeVries? Obviously, big weekend for Nick DeVries. On board with Lance Stroll. Did he have an issue on his fast lap? He had a little bit of a slide, but nothing massive. Might just indicate he's not too happy about the balance of that car. But he's on the back foot, Lance Stroll. There might be other drivers like Nick DeVries might be feeling really comfortable in the car right now. Well, yeah, Lance Stroll was applying a lot of lock there. Don't think we've seen anyone go off the track. Sagmai saying, don't worry, Debris will be in the gravel trap soon. We will see. At the moment, he's in the FP podium. It's near Toronto. Okay, I didn't know about that. I have to look it up. Look it up. I'm trying to think what other tracks I would love to see. What about Twin Ring? Twin Ring could be a great circuit. What about 2 races in Japan? What about Fuji? What about F1 at Fuji? You used to race at Fuji, didn't it? Did you used to alternate with Suzuka? I can't remember. I think it'd be pretty cool to see Fuji.
Yellow flags ahead. Yep.
Lance Stroll's going again, by the way. You might see quicker than me how he's going to do. Keep an eye on your standings there, but Lance Stroll is on track, trying to set a better time. He's on the mediums again. It's gone better for him. Brands Hatch. Brands Hatch is a good shout. I can't see them going to Brands Hatch though. Brands Hatch, 100 laps of Brands Hatch Indy. I'm there for it. I'm 100% there for that. By the way, the weekend forecast is for rain this weekend. It is raining in Spain at the moment. Or rain is forecast over much of Spain. So that will be a very interesting race. I can't remember the last wet race at Catalonia. What is Lance Stroll going to do here? And again, he does go faster, but he cannot improve his position. He's still in 18th place, Lance Stroll. So things are not going particularly well for Lance Stroll here. Yeah, Nick DeVries, maybe this will be the one. He's set a blinder at the moment. I mean, obviously hard to say. And they're changing another wing on the Aston. They must be changing the wing on Fernando Alonso. Something, unless they were testing apart, something has not gone well here for Fernando Alonso. Or for Aston Martin to say, having to change the wing again. Charles Leclerc is being wheeled back in. We might see teams trying to simulate a last lap of quali. There's 10 minutes to go. By the way, Alonso is also down there in 16th place. And you want to know which cars are in last? Have a look at the standings there, because you're going to see up to 15. Have a guess which 2 cars are in last place, because it may surprise you. Love this track, especially without the chicane. Yeah, that's what the poll's saying. 100 votes in the poll. Good to see. Good to see. By the way, we're going to stream FP2. In the spirit of free practice, what should we improve on this stream? How could we improve it? We could have bigger standings, by the way. We could do bigger standings if we wanted. Let me know, because we'll take a little break and then we'll come back for FP2, everyone. Thanks, Bob. Yeah, if you hit the like button, you get a nice animation. I can see clouds, by the way, at Catalonia. Big clouds. Big, big, big clouds. So potentially, I don't know what the weather's saying today, but it looks like that it is going to rain over the weekend. So whether it hits the racetrack or not, they have big rain clouds at Catalonia. FP2, at this rate, looks like it might be wet. We might have a wet FP2, in which case, if you're a team right now, you probably want to get as much data as you can in the dry. Gasly going up to P5th, by the way. Did anyone guess which team is in 19th and 20th place here in the chat? Or did I miss it? The results may shock you. Ah, it's changed now. It's changed on your screen. Verstappen's not happy with his car, but it's one of those like complaints where you're the fastest man on track, but you're complaining. It's one of those complaints. We Just Retired said Motorsport had F1's first caution flag. I didn't know that. Do they have it there in like framed? You say caution. Do you mean caution or yellow? Because caution is a little bit different, isn't it? Or is it actually exactly the same thing? A yellow and a caution? Amazon have got some stats saying De Vries is braking a little bit later than Charles Leclerc. But, Ocon goes faster. Ocon in P3. Our Alpine, with that Renault engine, right, in the Alpine, Are Renault going to cook up something absolutely special here? We will see. When is FP2? It will be in about maybe, I don't know, 3 hours or something, I imagine. Maybe a bit earlier. I don't know what the break is in FP1 and FP2, but we're not going to stream through the gap. We'll end this stream. And then we'll start again from FP2. We'll make some adjustments to the stream. 3 p.m. UK time. Yeah, so there's going to be hour and a half gap, and we'll be back at 3 p.m. then.
And just remind you to use the pit limiter in the pit lane.
John Boss Motorsports Mr. Moss has his first pro win. Wow, that is a good heritage in that track then, right? Ocon gains 2/10 from the pink colour's car. Yeah, pink colour time gained confirmed. Alonso is going around again, by the way, so not good for Alonso, not good for Stroll, not good for Hamilton. Hamilton's out on track as well. Keep an eye on your standings there to see if Lewis Hamilton can actually get something done. It's not a good sector 1 for Alonso. He's half a second down. This could be the last dry running we have today if I'm looking at these clouds correctly. They don't look too promising. Too welcoming. Could be a downpour. Imagine if it rained through FP1, FP2, FP3, then it's dry and qualifying. How insane that would be. Oh, Alonso is really pushing it, by the way. Kicking up the dust and the dirt on the side of the track. But he's a second down from sector 2, but we'll see. You'll get it earlier than me. Alonso, yeah, confirmed. Going over in P8. So, and he is on, I believe he's on the medium. No, he's on soft tyre. He's on soft tyre. The graph has some data. He is second on soft tyre. Is that a decent lap from Alonso? We will see. Aston Martin having to make a lot of changes to their car here. So it looks like something hasn't quite worked out for them, I have to say. Are Merc actually going to be fast this year? I don't know. Hamilton did go up to P... No, he hasn't. He hasn't. He's still at the bottom. He's still in last place. So I just wonder if everything's really... The wheels are falling off Mercedes here. I wonder if Mercedes need to transition. Actually, they won't mind Lewis Hamilton going, because they might be in a transitional phase, transitioning to being rubbish. Just looking at Fernando Alonso as he kicked up the dirt. Oh, he just saved it from being track limit probably, because it has inside the white line, but yeah, really pushing it is Fernando. Big rain is somewhere in the vicinity of Catalonia. Super sandbagging. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think they're sandbagging, unfortunately for Mercedes fans, which I know there'll be a lot watching. Hamilton going P12. That's all Hamilton can manage, although it is quite tight, and in all seriousness, they might be sandbagging a little bit or driver sandbagging. You don't necessarily need to show your whole hand here. This is really about getting comfortable with the car, getting some information back to engineers on the setup, tweaking it, so when you go in qualifying, you can be as fast as possible. If you go into free practice 3 and you know your car is just super well set up, you know how to drive the track, you know that you've got a bit of margin, you don't necessarily need to find it there. If you're happy, you can find it in qualifying. But I think some drivers do it differently. Verstappen with a 14.6 set a while ago now, but where will we go in qualifying if it's dry? Will we get in the 113s? We will see. I'd be amazed. I think pretty obviously we're going to get in the 113s. It's just how low can we go? Is anything better than possible in a 113? 1 minute 12. We'll need to see. But yeah, you can remember that FP1, as we follow this through the weekend, fastest from Verstappen was a 14.6. The rewind, yeah. F1 has a rewind as well, doesn't it? And Ride and Forza. Leclerc was going around again, but not a great lap time. There's only 2 minutes to go, by the way, and you can see the standings for Verstappen, Perez, Ocon, De Vries, Gasly, Magnussen, Leclerc, Sainz, Alonso, Russell. Hamilton not in the top 10. Lando might be quite happy with that P11, I don't know. But there is only, by the way, might sound like a lot, but there's only 2 seconds between the whole field here. So everyone has set a meaningful lap time. Welcome, Lovecraft. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, we're going to end the stream shortly. Make sure, by the way, if you like the stream, you like what we're doing here, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you've got that notification bell on. I know there's going to be someone watching who thought you had it on and you don't. So make sure you have that on, because we're going to run out of notifications this weekend. You will not get notified normally. You need to have that bell icon on. So if you go under the stream here, bell icon, and do all notifications, because we're going to be back for FP3 later. We're going to have a video out as well. There's going to be a video out as well, which will probably release after FP2. We're going to a premiere. And then we'll be back for qualifying. And I have to say, when we're back in an hour and a half, only a minute to go here, we might be looking at a very wet Catalonia. And there's not a lot of covered grandstands at Catalonia, by the way. Normally the cover in the grandstands is great for actually shielding the sun. But here, if it's going to rain, it's going to rain quite heavily. Quite heavily. Verstappen, I think, has gone out again at the end here. I'm not sure why. Maybe just to get some more data. But the conditions, it could be an interesting GP with the weather. As we saw at Monaco, the weather can always mix it up. The only contact these cars have with the ground is for a little piece of contact under each tyre. So if that tiny piece of contact patch is wet, it completely changes everything. It doesn't matter that the car on top of it is basically the same. It's all going through that contact patch. Interesting, Alex Albon behind Logan Sargent here, so maybe Alex hasn't quite pulled out of the bag for FP1. Oh, there's some contact in FP1. Pierre Gasly and Logan Sargent making contact. Pierre Gasly went up the inside, and I have to say, I think Logan Sargent wasn't expecting it and just sort of turned in. So Pierre Gasly's front wing making contact with Logan Sargent there. You love to see it. We can tick that off. We need some bingo, don't we? Free practice bingo? Should we make a free practice bingo card in the Discord? Maybe that's the strat. Maybe that's the strat, everyone. Right, there we go. That is a timing line. And Verstappen dominating. Let's see what's going to happen in FP2, everyone. In FP2. Can anyone get into it? I'm just going to have a look at this instant again between Gasly and Sargent. Gasly goes up the inside at the what used to be the hairpin. And Logan just sort of turns in. Don't think Gasly's going to be very happy about that at all. Very happy. But yeah, thanks so much for joining, everyone. I'm going to end it there. We're going to keep these nice and snappy. We'll go again at 3 o'clock, maybe 5 minutes before, just for the FP2. Make sure to like the stream on the way out. Check out on my channel premium videos if you want to see more videos from F1, WEC, Formula E, stuff like that. And we'll see you all. See you very soon. The story of FP1 is Max Verstappen domination, but it looks like it's already cloudy on track. It looks like it's going to rain. Right. I'll see you all. See you then. I never like to end the stream.